Grantovich is going to be playing as the Force Commander of the Space Marines here against Fufu Hunter's Mech Boy in Greentooth Gorge. Definitely the home territory for the Mech Boy here, not only because the map is very green like the Mech Boy and his orcs, but this kind of map, full of buildings and chasms with traversable, well, untraversable terrain, unless you've got a teleporter pack like the Mech Boy. Very, very annoying to deal with the Mech Boy or the Watt Spider Exarch on this map. Look at this. Takes the building, teleporting aggressively forward onto the poor scouts, and they're about to lose a model, so Grantovich retreats them. Might even lose this model. Lucky he doesn't. Pain in the ass. I like the play from Fufu, prioritising both of the power points here. I wonder if he's going to node this one early as well. That would be a very aggressive play, and I like that. I love aggressive Dawn of War 2 play. Force Commander needs to go out and do some sort of action. Again, it's tricky because there's a building right here that the shoot boys can go into, so... yeah, a lot of advantages here for the teleporting heroes and not the melee ones, but we'll see. Later on in the game, a lot of the fights become more like an open plain fight in this area here once all the cover's destroyed in this area here, and that's when things like Thunderhammer Force Commander or Sacred Standard Force Commander can become a lot more impactful. So the double shooters over here are going to encounter the Force Commander. All they need to do, one of them grab the building here. They should be alright. There's no anti-garrison around for Grantovich at the moment. There is this scout squad here that could potentially get a grenade. You see the attack flamers here going pretty early to get them to deter the Mech Boy, but of course there are burners on these sluggers, so they're going to burn the house, boys! And they're going to do that pretty damn effectively, so the attacks better flee. You see the burners doing some pretty good damage to attacks there. Bloody hell. Poor attacks. Now down here, wow, bolt pistol. Bolt pistol. Oh, we missed that shot. Lucky. 10 HP there for Fufu. Shooter Boy is going to get out. 1 gen for Fufu. 2 for Grantovich. Fufu should probably be getting more gens given his upgrades. Or maybe he just wants fast scouts. Wait for the burners. Bit of miss micro there from Fufu. I guess focusing over here on his sluggers. So he didn't put the shooters back in the building quick enough and let them get forced off by the Force Commander there, which is quite unnecessary given there are no garrison counters right now. This is quite amusing. Sluggers forcing off the scouts there with their ranged attacks from their burners. Really getting some good value out of these burners. And indeed, it's going to be Storm Boys. Jumpy and choppy infantry for the orcs with those power melee choppers. Good at dicing up tactical space marines and heroes alike. Forced off there with his sluggers by the scouts. Didn't want to take any wreck bleed. Definitely should be dropping another gen now. Unless he wants big shooters. Doesn't feel like a priority. Got the Artificer armor and Grantovich, which is going to make the Force Commander a bit tankier, but it's going to delay his 4th unit for quite a lot of time actually, so there's a bit of a window of opportunity here for Fufu to get the full farm bash. If he just charges at that gen farm with everything, and remember he does have burner sluggers, there's no way Grantovich can win that fight. Fufu's army is way better. He's getting a little bit distracted though. He doesn't smell that window of opportunity. So he's just trying to get the center VP. He knows there's all these units lurking over here. The problem, I guess, is we have attacks with a flamer. So if you leave them unchecked, they can just go down and counter bash. And Fufu hasn't built any gens still, which is really weird. It's a mistake, a big mistake actually. He needs to hurry up because he's going to be getting out tech pretty hard here because he's not getting the gen bash onto Grantovich whilst having fewer gens. So the shooters and the mech force off the scouts, storms force off the attacks. This is a good situation for Fufu again. Can gain a lot of map control, but he really needs to drop his gens. He's totally forgot. Oh, it's so bad. It's keeping him behind so much. ASM now coming out for Grantovich. Super late ASM because Grantovich got all these upgrades. Literally got Artificer, Flamer, and Shotguns before ASM, so that's delayed them massively. Honestly, at that point, it would have been better, given that he hadn't got Gem Bashed, Grantovich. It would have been better to just go tier 2 and make sure to not let him bash as you're doing that. You could even drop in tax whilst you're taking tier 2 via the drop pod. I think you should be pretty safe for a Gem Bash, given you are a Force Commander. So we've got fully upgraded scouts now. In addition to the ASM as you see here on the side here, not available to attack. What are we doing? You can say they're just going for like a VP. Well, they shouldn't go in alone. Yeah, that would have been a very bad idea. He realises that and backs off. Might lose the Force Commander anyway. Probably going to be saved by the HP regen from the Artificer. Indeed he is. Stormboy's going to jump out. And what the Slugger's been doing, they've just been capping. They did bash the node here with the burners. Caught that point. Fufu has eventually got his gens very, very late. Fufu should already be going tier 2. Grantovich is very close. Attack Flame should not be attacking the mech boy. Must be using its splash on these wobbed up shooters. Good engagement overall for Fufu. Stormboy's getting on the tax here. Now the shooters and the mech boy are free to advance. Probably could have done with an aiming. What's that? So that the tax couldn't do this sort of soft retreat and you could actually force them off with your Stormboys. Buy yourself a bit of time to actually get the gen bash. You'll be lucky to get one gen here. With the ASM having so much HP, yeah, he's not going to be able to get a gen. But he has got all the map. Well, kind of. He's got a lot of the map. He's going to get forced off soon though. Not looking like a particularly ideal engagement here for Fufu. Oh, there's the aiming, what's that? But the ASM are going to be jumping in to disrupt the Sluggers, and we do have the battery pack heal, but yeah, that was a good heal. But Battlecry is going to come in and try and mitigate it. Did we get an ASM kill? No, we didn't. Still going for it. This is risky. I was going to lose the Sluggers. Yikes. Yeah. I don't know if that was worth it, Fufu. He stayed in for a very long time there. I don't know. He was probably wanting an ASM model. He didn't kill any models, which is just classic fucking Space Marines, that they brawl for that long with you in melee, even when you got power melee weapons, because the burners are power melee, and they just don't lose any models. Now the Razorback's coming out, which is very problematic for the Orcs, but fortunately Fufu is playing as the mech boy, so he can get the Beam Me Def Gun, which makes dealing with a Razorback, or really any vehicle, but particularly transports, makes dealing with transports way easier than the poor Commando Noble the War Boss, who will dearly struggle to take out those vehicles. A lot of requisition in the bank for Fufu as well, so you could follow that up with a Tank Buster, and then with the Beamy Def Gun and the Tank Busters, he should be pretty good to deal with that Razorback. So then the question is, what would Grantovich follow it up with? And I would probably, if I was Grantovich, be getting a drop pod and getting myself some Stern Guard, so that you have absolute domination in range. Make the Orc come to you, and then you've got lots of tools to deal with him. You've got your 2 scouts who can get shotguns. You've got your Force Commander who can get a Thunder Hammer for brutal counter initiation. And of course you've got the Razorback, which just drives backwards and outputs even more piercing damage to bleed the silly Orcs. So a Weird Boy would be a good choice to deal with that. So not a bad choice here from Fufu. Fufu does already have the Death Dread as well, so that's going to need a counter. Probably would be wise to get the Missile Launcher on the Tactical Space Marines to help deal with that. If he doesn't upgrade it, then Missile Launcher and Stern Guard would be sufficient. But if he's got the upgrade, it might be challenging to kill the Death Dread just with that. Beautiful thing again for Fufu playing the Mech Boy is that he's got 2 sources of repair support by default, so even though he's lost his Sluggers, he can still repair it with a mech, which is lovely. Because otherwise it'd be a bit of a pain having to purchase Sluggers just to repair your damn Death Dread. Of course you do have the option of Grots, but then, whilst they're cheap, it's just more requisition that you have to drop into a unit that doesn't really help them in combat, which is not ideal. Weird Boy doing alright right now. zoning the Razorback, keeps it moving, and he did get his burners and bits on the Death Dread, which is going to proceed to take out the entire Gen Farm, because there's no AV on the field right now. So we're going to get a Devastator squad for Grantovich, presumably with the last cannon. Mispositioning here from the scouts, it feels like. They can just get focus fired quite easily. Looks like the Orcs right now are preoccupied with trying to deal with this guy on retreat. And good timing there on the retreat, negating the blast from the weird boy there. Got more Daka on the mech boy, in addition to the BB Def gun. Teleports forward, he could get the kill, but it would be very risky because he could get tied up by anything. So he doesn't risk it. Razorback will need some repairs. And that's nice because both the scouts are in base, so they're a little bit busy right now. And here comes the Death Dread back to the fight. No counts for the Death Dread right now, other than this last cannon that's on its tail. None of these troops can do anything to it. You see, normally you'd be getting the melter bombs on your ASM, but that's 25 power, and Grantovich right now is very starved for power. He is going for it. Oh, it's 20 now. Okay. But he doesn't have a lot of power. That's going to be pretty much all his power, so he probably should be replacing that. This is the first time Fufu is going to be seeing the last cannon. Remember, it hadn't fired a shot there, so he wouldn't actually be able to see it. But we got the Cult of Speed being activated here from the Orcs. And the melter bomb. It's not going to kill it though. It's just out of range, but there's a fair bit of damage coming in. You got a power sword on that ASM Sergeant. It's going to do some damage. Yikes. A lot of friendly fire there from the Weird Boy attack on the Storm Boys. They should probably go back to base and heal. Don't want to lose any more models. Quite lucky that they're on less than half HP and they've only lost one model. This is awkward. Oh, nice battery pack heal. Yes, boys. They enjoyed that. Have a taste of this, Gits. Bosh, that's the best stuff. So the awkward thing here is the mech boy is the sole repair unit for the Death Dread. He's going to have to spend a lot of time repairing, while simultaneously being the only hard AV to deal with the Razorback that Fufu's got. So that's a bit of a problem. If he's repairing, then he's not set up shooting and teleporting after a Razorback. So yeah, very awkward. But nice positioning here with the Weird Boy. Of course, that basic attack does do knockback, and so it's going to deny any attempt to cap the VP, regardless of whether it's taxed with their 50% extra cap speed or not. Whirlwind for Grantovich? Whoa. I didn't see that coming. Maybe it can work. I feel like he needs to send his scouts down the sidelines more. Like, why are the scouts not pressuring the natural VP right now? It really doesn't feel like they need to be in these main fights. The fights feel very skirmishy. I mean, this has definitely turned into a committed, all-out fight. Scouts are vastly mispositioned. Rear armor beamy shot here onto the Razorback. Oh, no. Oh, tied up by the Force Commander. Mine, no rear armor shot at all. Fufu's got a crazy amount of requisition. I don't know why he isn't just get a tank buster squad, right? Certainly now there's a Whirlwind too. So the missiles here from the Whirlwind can knock over the mech boy, which could be quite annoying, but he could actually deny that by getting the custom force field, which makes him immune to knockback. Whirlwind goes down instantly. Yeah, it was an interesting choice, that's for sure. I mean, it could have done something, but it was severely misplayed. Wow. Okay, well, they trade. I mean, it was an upgraded Death Dread. I don't know if the Razorback was upgraded. I assume it was. It's hard, man, using a Walker when they've got a last cannon plus the ASM melters, because that combination can cause you to become 100% snared if they're used simultaneously. Could be a big vomit here. And that's a pretty nice vomit. Gonna delay the cap if nothing else. Looks like the ASM are going kind of insane right now. They got 4 the Emperor on them to do more damage. And a lot of bleed here for the Orcs, but fortunately for the Orcs they've got a crazy amount of requisition, so I don't think they're too bothered. Not sure when Fufu's sluggers got killed, but they went down at some point. So Fufu going into tier 3, he's going to lose his gen farm now, but who cares, he's got 700 billion requisition, so he can just replace it afterwards when the Space Marines are forced off. And there are a few requisition heavy purchases that you can get as the Orcs in tier 3, your Gits, your Mandos. Knobs are balanced, they are a lot of wreck, but also quite a lot of power. You probably don't really want Mandos, given there's no vehicles to kill, and Mando's main weaponry is just piercing damage. Blaster Gits could be good to deal with all this heavy infantry, and indeed it looks like that's what Fufu's going to go for. The looted tank choice, which is most typical, is a bit questionable right now with the melters and the las cannon. Eventually, you can get a looted tank. Tanks are always good. Unless the enemy's got like fucking triple Vanquish or Lehman Russ or something. Or quadruple Fire Prism. You can always find ways to get value with your tanks. At the end of the day, that last cannon is still very immobile. So if it's going to deter your tank from main fights, just don't send it on main fights. Tanks are fast. Blitzkrieg it up. Spin down the side of the map with your tanks. Is that a drop pod with tanks? What happened to the drop pod? What the fuck? Drop pod just didn't come in. Is that because it would have spawned on top of this? That's weird. That's really weird. Interesting. Interesting that Fufu is prioritizing the range increase on his snaz guns rather than getting blasters. Okay, well he's just getting both upgrades, fair enough. This will be interesting. Let's see how the blasters can do. So blasters are funny because they're psychic damage, I believe, which does bonus to heavy infantry, but they're also splash, which makes them... It makes them good against the Space Marine style squads because they're heavy infantry, but also the blobby Xenos or Guardsmen because they're just high models. So they just kind of kill everything. Everything that isn't moving anyway, because as you can see, they fire in bursts. If you move them with a lot of speed, you can dodge their attacks. See, putting on a lot of pressure here onto these scouts in the background. What pressure? What is Grantovich going to be getting against this? I mean, right now there's basically no AV. There's only the mech boy, of course, with that beaming. But that's it. Oh, nice bomber boys there from Fufu. Wipes the scouts in retreat. And he gets into position with a warpath upgrade there. And ability on the weird boy. Giving extra speed to all his lads. Of course, at this point he has swapped out his beamy death gun for the Daka Daka Daka. And again, a nice timely heal there from the battery pack onto the Storm Boys. Keeps him in play after some friendly fire, which almost seems inevitable when you're playing as a monk. And a nice vomit too. Really, really shuts down the push there from Grantovich. What is Grantovich going to be getting? Maybe some Terminators? No, he's going to go for the Predator. There is only one source of AV. Terminators probably would be pretty bad, to be honest, against now double flash gates. So psychic damage does even more damage to super heavy infantry, I believe. So that's... Yeah, it's a threat to Terminators, and the problem is you've got a weird boy who can stun them for ages with his vomit as well. Obviously Terminators can't retreat, so stuns are really good against something that can't retreat. It would be risky. I think you could maybe use ranged Terminators, but you'd have to play it very well, and yeah, it'd be risky. I think the Predator is the better choice for now. Maybe Terminators after. I mean, that's the classic tier 3 1-2 that the Space Marines, Loyalist or Traitorous, can do. Get some Terminators in combination with the Predator. Generally, the things that counter one of them are countered by the other. So, you know, you counter this Predator tank with AV units, but then Terminators can just walk forward and ignore the fire from the AV units and force off the AV. So the Predator reveals itself. Flash Gits are thick though, they're thick boys. So they take 2 shots from its battle cannon and don't really care. Where is the beamy? Why is the mech boy running forward? That's a bit odd. Here's the beamy. Probably facing up backwards, though he can just teleport like here to face the correct direction. He's going to just manually de-set up. Probably wants to get the custom force field at this point. That would also stop the force commander just running in and tying him up like this. Oh, he teleported after he got de-set up by the force commander. How awkward. So, you know, Predator it's doing some things. It's outputting damage here. It's basically the FC and the Predator that have outputted all this damage and weakened the squads. Bit of a blob here from Fufu. Probably wants to... Oh, fucking hell. Mech Boy just gets wrecked. Yeah, he really needs to get the custom force field on that guy. Not his best vomit. Only hitting the attack Sarge there. Does get gibbed by the Gits. It's going to stay in for a little bit more play. And you see the damage they're doing there with those blasters, man, to those Marines. Pretty scary. Those Marines are going to be healing in base for a while, but it's okay. Predator forced them off. Scouts can now get onto the VP. Let's start having Fufu's VPs ticking down again. Wow, now we've got the Terminator Force Commando. Ooh, I like that play, actually. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. That's a really good choice right now. Yes, 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 yes. This is beautiful. So the blasters are heavily reliant on them doing AoE damage to output their DPS and counter infantry. So, yeah, they're good against Terminators because Terminators come in squads of 3. So whenever the blasters are firing at them, they're essentially tripling their damage, as it is on paper. However, if they're fighting a Terminator Force Commander, it's going to be a bit harder, isn't it? Oh, he kept one Sazga? That's weird. Yeah, I might have done that. Yeah, he's going to be a problem. Stunning him and chopping him up with power melee is definitely one way to deal with him, but he's just a nightmare, to be honest. Got his custom force field, which is cool. Going for the retreat wipe with the Storm Boys. No, he's not. Goes after scouts. That was weird. This Predator must have the extra armor. It took like no damage. Yeah, he does have the extra armor. Nice rear armor hit there, though. That hurt. Jeez. Okay. Maybe time for a looted tank for Fufu, I think.
The greenskins are taking a victory point from us.
Maybe.
The enemy is destroying a key structure.
It's pretty tough for Fufu, honestly. Can't really go knobs when there's a Lightning Claw TFC loitering around the map. I feel like the looted tank's good because there's not really a great counter to it. The las cannon can't really do much with these Gits on the field that can force it off so fast, plus the weird boy. The looted tank can serve as some sort of counter initiation against the TFC, and in a pinch it can go forward and help deal with the Predator as well. With support, of course. Now we've got some Stern Guard, but this force field's very, very strong. Does it tell me? No, it doesn't tell me how much DR it gives. It's a lot. It's like 8... No, it can't be 80% range DR, can it? It's like 50%? I don't know. It's at least 50% range DR though. As well as yeeting anyone that tries to melee attack you. Which is pretty good. What is Fufu gonna get? I mean, honestly, like, Battle Wagon would be great, but it doesn't have the power, I don't think. I'd say Mega Rumbler would be cool as well, but you need other sources of AV. You can't really be teleporting your mech in, hitting a Mega Rumbler, when you're relying on him to shoot with his beamy death gun to actually kill the Predator. Quite funny play over here with the shooters. Honestly, those shooters should just be pressuring that shot VP at this point. Just like what Grantovich is doing with his last cannon. Custom force field just completely negates the Terminator Force Commander. Quite hilarious to see, really. He's got his... yeah, he's got his 6 blasters now. Ooh, can the Predator kill the mech boy here? I don't know why the mech boy teleported forward. That was weird. How did he end up so far forward? Really strange. Senpai can do a bit of damage, but yeah, we've got double scouts repairing that. That's a problem. He's going for knobs. I don't know, you don't really want to be going against knobs when you're fighting a TFC with lightning claws. And he should really be using these shooters to pressure the natural VP right now. Oh, he's going to lose these shooters as well. Not a huge deal, they're not doing anything, they're just capping units, but, you know, it's a capping unit that died. Would have been nice to get them out with 2 or 3 models and keep running them around capping with low upkeep. Commandos, I can understand why he's going for that. You know, get the knob, a bit more pressure to deal with the Predator. But they're not great either, to be honest. Like, they're not going to do that much damage to the TFC. But then they're not, like, amazing AV either. To be dealing with a level 2 upgraded Predator. Like, they got to retreat straight away here. Obviously, they shouldn't be frontlining like this. The Gits should be frontlining, since they're heavy infantry and there's 3 of them. Rather than 6 models in the Mando squad. These shooters still idle. Oh, I want to see. I wanted to see those 6 scouts get blasted by the blasters then. I think Battle Wagon would have been the shout. I know Fufu's lost all his gens at this point, but he has some gens prior. I mean, with the resources that he'd have from the Commando plus the Commando Nobs purchase, the Nob Leader, like, I feel like at this point he'd be basically able to get the Battle Wagon. He's got loads of time with the 200 VPs, but here comes an orbital. Let's see how it does. And then another one here. Okay, he just put them all in the same spot. Grantovich kind of got lucky there. Fufu reacted really slowly. That's going to wipe one of the Git squads. Oh my god. Brutal. Fufu's got enough red for a rocks though, so he can return the favour with a nuke himself if he feels the need to. That is a lot of bleed. 2 Gits, Stormboy Nob, and 2 Stormboys. It's not that bad, but... What are these? Oh god, Gits a 75 requisition. Yikes, that's really expensive. Fucking hell. Finally, Fufu moved these shooter boys here and managed to take the natural off of Grantovich. Grantovich neglecting it since it's been safe for so long. Can Grantovich get anything? No, he can't. He's pop capped. Honestly, probably should just suicide his fucking last kind of devs at this point. Drop some models on other units and get another Predator. I also feel like Vanguard veterans right now would be amazing. Can't get them though because you can't get the Sergeant. No pop for the Sergeant. It's not like at this point a loot tank's going to be scary. Time for the loot tank has come and passed for sure. He needs a battle wagon. That's what Fufu needs. But he's not replacing his gens, so I think Fufu's a bit screwed. He's not really going to be able to get out anything that's relevant. He needs the battle wagon right now. It's got the tankiness he needs. It will shrug off the autocannon shots like it's nothing. Its melter cannon on top will do good damage to the heavy infantry Terminator Force Commander. Yeah, this guy's heavy infantry for some reason. Don't ask why. Dawn of War 2 just loves to be super complicated. Terminators everywhere else are super heavy infantry. But this guy's only heavy infantry. I mean, thank God. Because this much HP on a Terminator that can retreat is kind of nuts, but yeah. God, they're not even attacking. Instantly the TFC gets a special. Just go in the building. Jeez, what's he doing? Fufu, no. Oh, Fufu. This is a disaster. It's TFC. What a great purchase, man. I knew it as soon as I seen it. I didn't think about it at all, but yeah, it was a genius purchase. The way it negates so many things. And it's just a fucking pain to deal with. The lightning claws. Because normally these like heavy infantry things, you deal with them with your melee, but really don't wanna when he's got those lightning claws. Which is the best counter initiation anti-melee tool in the entire game, basically. There you go, a little bit of Space Marines versus Orcs. Cool to see some of the mech boy tricks. I'm sad that it didn't work out for him. He did make some nice mech boy players, and as usual, if you go blaster fast kits, you get wrecked. I don't think the initial choice was terrible, though I would have gone for a little tank, to be honest. I think going for 2 of them was quite excessive, but he still could have won it, I think, with a battle wagon. Commandos were doomed to fail. There's not enough support for them to work. He's basically lost all his core army. The shooter boys at this point obviously not going to do anything, and he didn't have that much melee, only level 2 and his storm boys and the sluggers. Yeah, just rough, just rough. The other thing I just want to point out as well, this game, I feel like Fufu could have won this game in early tier 2 had he went for the gen bash when I was talking about the opportunity here, and he started chasing scouts and attacks over here. Because Grantovich chose to drop gens really early and get loads of upgrades rather than getting his ASM out. Then Fufu could have followed up with a Death Dread in tier 2 and bashed him again. And, you know, he'd have a fucking battle wagon out in the end before Grantovich could even get to tier 3. So that would have been like an early tier 2 GG. But there you go, that's the game. Hope you enjoyed that one, folks. That's going to be all from your boy Torpid this time. Signing out.